In this case, a Good Samaritan's act of helping a crash victim resulted in his arrest by a police officer, leading to a significant lawsuit settlement. On September 22, 2019, Preston Sal and his companions came across an injured man trapped under a crashed motorcycle in Loveland, California. Mr. Sal and others rushed to assist the victim while emergency services were called. Officer Paul Ash from the Loveland Police Department arrived on the scene and began questioning Mr. Sal about the incident. Although Mr. Sal cooperated and provided information, Officer Ash insisted on further questioning and asked him to step away from the scene. However, Mr. Sal exercised his right to remain silent and refused to speak to Officer Ash as he was not a witness to the incident. Officer Ash, without legal authority, threatened Mr. Sal with arrest for obstruction if he continued to refuse. Under Colorado law, Mr. Sal's actions did not constitute obstruction.
Where is the bike at?
The bike's parked down on the side. Yeah, the blue one there.
Officer Ash proceeded to forcefully restrain Mr. Sal, leading to physical altercation resulting in severe injuries, including a dislocated shoulder, a fractured collarbone, and a torn rotator cuff. Despite knowing that Mr. Sal had no involvement in moving the motorcycle, Officer Ash still insisted on questioning and arresting him.
Okay, you mind coming and talk to me?
I don't know what happened.
Well, you pulled the bike off him.
I'm not talking to nobody.
Really?
These guys saw what happened.
Okay, if you're not talking to anybody, you can leave.
Well, you can leave.
No.
You're dismissed.
No.
Can't leave.
We can't leave. I'm not leaving.
Okay, then come and talk to me.
No, I'm not going to come talk to you.
After the incident, Officer Ash's body camera footage revealed that another bystander had moved the motorcycle.
I'm not going to come talk to you.
Police officer, man.
I know.
Did you
but I'm
pull
not
the
gonna
bike?
come talk
Did
to
you
him.
pull the bike
I'm
off
not going
him?
to come talk to
Okay,
him.
that's
Did you pull the bike off him?
I did not.
Okay.
So
You just told me you
it
did.
has nothing to do with me.
Okay, you're free to leave.
Yeah, you're free to leave.
Confirming Mr. Sal's innocence. Paramedics on the scene examined Mr. Sal and recommended his immediate transfer to the hospital. He later underwent shoulder replacement surgery and experienced persistent pain.
What's his name?
Preston. That's all I know.
Preston what?
I don't know.
You got an ID on your boss? I'm gonna need an ID now. Okay. 177. I got an uncooperative witness. Come on over here.
Constitutional right.
I need to talk to you.
Constitutional right. No.
I need to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you.
You have to talk
I don't want
to
to
me.
talk. No, I don't.
Following the incident, Mr. Sal filed a lawsuit against the officers involved, alleging violations of his constitutional rights. The city of Loveland acknowledged that Officer Ash had violated department policies, but did not disclose any disciplinary actions taken against the officers.
I don't have to talk to anybody.
Okay, either
I
you're
don't
gonna
have to
sit
talk to
here and
anybody.
talk to me,
No.
we'll just have a short
No,
conversation,
no.
or I'm gonna
I
arrest
don't
you
have
for
to.
obstruction.
No, you're not. I'm not obstructing
You
anything.
are.
You're right here.
Okay.
I'm not obstructing that.
Sir, yourself, you need to talk to me.
I don't
You're
need to talk to
obstructing
you.
an investigation.
I'm not obstructing
You are
anything.
under arrest for obstruction.
I'm
and
not
for
obstructing.
resisting.
I want to talk to your fucking supervisor.
You're here?
Yeah.
I need statements from the guy in the blue plaid shirt,
Okay.
the guy in the black Eagles thing.
Okay.
He was the one who moved his bike over there, or was moving
And the
it.
Eagles jersey moved it over there?
Yep.
Okay. The ambulance ain't taking me?
Nope. Since you're in custody, you're gonna go with me. Okay?
Well, I don't
So
know
here's-
why I'm in custody,
Well,
but...
So here's what we're gonna do, okay? Okay. Perfect. So let me explain to you what we're gonna do, okay?
My shoulder's fucked up.
Pull that out.
Slammed to the ground. That's all I know.
So let me explain to you what we're gonna do, okay?
My shoulder's fucked up.
Pull that out.
Slammed to the ground. That's all I know.
In January 2021, Mr. Al's excessive force lawsuit was settled for $290,000. However, no recorded action was reported against the officers involved, and the city stated that the settlement did not imply an admission of guilt. This case highlights the unjust arrest and excessive force used against an innocent individual who was simply trying to help a crash victim. Despite the lawsuit settlement, questions remain regarding the accountability and disciplinary measures for the officers involved in the incident. Now let's move on to our next case. In this case, a man was arrested for wearing his motorcycle helmet inside a Walmart store, leading to a subsequent lawsuit. On August 6, 2019, Freedom Christopher Fandler rode his motorcycle to a Walmart in Suarita, Arizona. He entered the store without removing his helmet and was listening to music through wireless headphones. A store manager attempted to get his attention but failed. The manager then called 911, considering Mr. Fandler's behavior suspicious. Meanwhile, Mr. Fandler continued shopping and was approached by 3 officers from the Suarita Police Department. They demanded his ID without explaining the situation. Initially, Mr. Fandler didn't respond due to his earphones, but he eventually complied. He provided his ID and asked the officers what was happening. The officers claimed that the store manager had asked Mr. Fandler to remove his helmet, which he allegedly ignored. Mr. Fandler explained he kept his helmet on for convenience and provided proof of his purchases with a receipt. While reviewing CCTV footage, it became evident that the store's manager claims were inaccurate. He had approached Mr. Fandler only twice and from a distance, contradicting his earlier assertions.
Hey, bud, you got some ID on you? Hold on, what? You have some ID on you?
Nevertheless, Officer John George confronted Mr. Fandler in an unnecessary aggressive manner, threatening him and violating his First Amendment right to free speech.
Yeah, management's been asking you to take your helmet off while you're walking around in the store and you're just ignoring them. What are you talking about, man?
Dude, do me a favor, take your helmet off. You're not going to speak with us with your helmet on.
Okay. Let's take your helmet off.
I'm sorry?
Someone's trying to talk to you and something you hear them.
Would you make a purchase?
Yeah, that's fine. Dropping everything, man. Yeah.
Mr. Fandler chose to remain silent after Officer George's behavior.
So he said that he had music playing in his helmet.
I walked right up to the like I'm talking to you right now. Stood right next to him.
Okay. So did you see the manager basically walk up right to your face and ask you to take off your helmet? How'd you not see that?
I saw him talking, but he's got a headset on.
I'm standing right next to you. Right next to you. I came up and I said, sir,
I thought you were going
stop.
this way. I didn't hear you.
I said, stop. I followed you halfway throughout the store. Stop.
Let me ask you something. What's the purpose of keeping the helmet on?
It's just faster to get to work, man. Like I said, I'm on my way to work.
Where do you work at?
Work at Jim Click. Right
Okay.
there.
So you walk through the store, what'd you buy?
I bought a sandwich, a Gatorade, 2 peaches, a scrubber, 4 pens, and a toothbrush.
Despite his silence, the officers and store manager continued questioning Mr. Fandler. Eventually, the officers arrested him for disorderly conduct, and he was detained for over 17 hours before the charges were dropped.
So you keep the helmet on, you walk around,
Yeah, I do that
grab
at
all this
Safeway,
stuff.
I go to the other Safeway, I go Fry's. Except for when I go to the bank. I've never had any issues where it was like take it off or a sign saying that you need to have it off. And like I said,
That's why the manager asked you to take it off.
Like I said, I didn't hear him. I had music playing throughout the
Okay.
street.
You didn't see me. I'm standing right in front of you.
I saw you there, and then I saw you talk, but like again, you have a headset on, so
I can't put my hands on you to get your attention. I was standing right next to you.
I didn't.
Just like I'm standing
I
here with
didn't
the
see
officer.
you come next to me.
I stood right in front of you, just like I'm standing here. I said, I need you to stop and listen to me. You totally ignored me and kept walking.
Mr. Fandler filed a lawsuit against the Sahuarita Police Department, alleging illegal search, false arrest, malicious prosecution, and defamation. Initially, Mr. Fandler offered to settle the case for $250,000, which was rejected.
Stop him now, okay? You're an argumentative person, and I am not the person you want to argue with. You need to take
Go
your
ahead.
stand and you need to go like this and pull your head out of your ass, okay? Because you're walking around in a store hiding your face. There's shooters that go on all over the place. This man comes up to you and you want to play, you got a little Senna headpiece going on that you can't stop. You need to listen to learn, not listen to reply. You need to turn that little switch off in your brain that you want to run your mouth and argue every time somebody tells you something. Because this is disturbing the peace. You can go to jail and not go to work. So what's the choice you're going to make, hardhead?
The town of Sahuarita and the police department denied any wrongdoing and planned to dismiss the lawsuit.
You gonna quit walking around businesses with a helmet on, scaring the hell out of people to where you got massive cops all over the place, rifles outside waiting for a shooter to come out? Laugh. But that's where we're at. So pull your head out of your ass and quit arguing every time somebody tells you something. I'm telling you, look at what you're doing. You keep wanting to argue with me. I'm not the guy you want to argue with.
Wasn't trying to argue.
That's why you keep talking. Stop talking.
Okay, fine. Cool.
Officer George was later fired for unrelated reasons. However, Mr. Fandler's attorney refiled the lawsuit, aiming to obtain justice and rectify this practice.
I was going to see if you want to trespass.
Yeah, I don't want to trespass. I don't want that.
Okay, so officially being trespassed from the store, don't come back to Walmart. Come back to Walmart, manager, anyone sees you, you get arrested for that. How many times did you ask him to leave?
At least. Just like he's ignoring you. I walk half the store with him, following him right to the side to ask him. I told him many times that officers were coming out. They just kept walking.
I would say so. I'd say we'll get the pressure. Why not?
especially the current behavior.
You're asking about all the pieces stores?
5 or 6 times. Walk right next to him, just like we're watching right
You're
now.
under arrest for trespassing. You were told to leave the store, and you didn't want to cooperate.
Take my jacket off?
Nope, I want you to leave your jacket on.
Right there, please.
As of the present, the outcome of the lawsuit is still pending. The case highlights the infringement of Mr. Fandler's rights and the potential consequences of false arrest based on misunderstandings.